Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the All You Can Talk podcast. This is episode 10, motherfucker. We've made it to double figures, Reece. Blah, 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 blah. Fucking double figures, man. All the confetti's going to come down the screen on a shite effect now.
Do you know what, mate? I am so proud of where we've got to.
This is mental, isn't it?
We're still having technical difficulties half the time, like, but we're here, aren't we?
To say, by the way,
mouse, man.
To say this podcast was 2 years in the making, and then
2021 we started.
3 years in the making, and then we've made.
We can't do maths.
We've made 10 episodes in the space of about 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 6 months.
Just let us have a moment.
So congratulations to us. Congratulations to you lot for sticking around with us for this long. And yeah, here's to episode...
The big 1-0.
Yeah.
Can remember when I was 10?
Yeah. Did you discover your penis?
Do you know what? Do you know what? Right, everybody, do you know what? I'm going to start this off. Do you know when everybody says, like, oh, you bet you have your first wank at like 11, 12, 10, 11, 12? I was fucking older than that.
How much older?
I was about 15.
15?
Yeah. 14, 15.
You had your first wank? You must have been a fucking mad teenager, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because the testosterone and the hormones running around your body when you're about 12 to like 15 is unreal. So if you like held that nut in from like when it was first supposed to come out to then, you must have been a nightmare. I feel sorry for your parents, mate.
I'm not shagging them.
No, but you must have been a nightmare to deal with. Like, as you can see, we've definitely got more professional. So hang on. All right. So this wasn't planned, by the way. Reece has just brought this up. I have numerous follow-up questions. Okay. So. Right, so were you aware? Did you just think your boners were something that just happened, or like what was?
I didn't really give a fuck.
So you just, do you know, like, because as guys, we'll all talk about this. We used to get random boners in lessons when we were younger.
I did a speed bump on a bus, mate. I'd be like, hello.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you?
In fact, it's probably a lie. I was probably about 13. 14. I was very later than a lot of people. About a year too later.
Yeah. That'd be mad. When did you lose your virginity, if you don't mind me asking?
18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. That checks out.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to wait. I know that sounds really gay, but like I was in this mode where I was like, I want it to be all nice, you know, like fucking shit.
It's always gonna be shit when your first time you have sex.
Get it out of the way and I can get better.
Yeah.
Incense were on, candles were on. I actually lost virginity to Korn, music.
I thought you were using the TikTok slang for porn then.
No. Listening to Korn.
Listening to Korn music?
Have you, the band Korn?
I've never heard of them, to be fair.
Yeah, I can't listen to it now.
So that's mad, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's mad. All right, we're finding stuff out about you today.
Yeah.
By the way, you can follow us at ayct.official on all his social medias. Search for All You Can Talk podcast on YouTube. Use the link in our descriptions on our social medias and you'll be able to find us. Leave us a like, subscribe, leave us a comment, send us your questions in. It all helps. And yeah, because at the end of the day, you guys are the guys we do this for. So, Reece, after
episode 10.
After finding your penis, did you go on a mad spree?
Oh mate, after that 3 times a day.
I've just got this image, right? Not like that, but like
You've got image of me fucking wanking.
You were 15. Right, like, fucking, I don't get why all these guys are talking about this. Let me give it a go. And then you're trying it, and it's like, you know, one of them scenes where, like, it cuts off into, like, fucking fluffy buddies, and, like, oh, this going around your head. It's like an awakening, isn't it? Oh, my God, where's
Have you seen that bit on Happy Gilmore where she's got them 2 beers and she's laying down? It's my happy place.
Oh, okay, we're going to completely switch up the vibe now, Reece. What is your rant of the week?
I want you to start this because I've got a good one, but I want you to start this off to see what level we're at. Because there's a couple of things I could rant about. Can I also say, my rant of the weeks are going to be changing a little bit from politics to different things. Because the first 9 episodes, 8, we're not including the mental health one we did. But they're all politics based. And I want to get away from that.
Yeah, so
mine's an interesting one that I think you'll agree with as well. I think you'll heavily agree with, actually.
Okay, well, just to explain, the rant of the week is one thing we haven't done for a couple of episodes, but basically me and Reece, whatever is on our chest this week, we're just going to have a rant about it, a discussion about it, get involved, leave a comment, tell us what your rant of the week is this week. We may cover it in a future episode. My rant of the week this week is a bit left of field, but it is people who don't put things back at the gym.
I have... Bro.
Oh, mate, there is nothing that infuriates me more than having to spend most of the time working out looking for a bar that I need to clip onto a machine or a weight, just a simple fucking, whether it's a 10, 20, 15, 5 kilogram weight that I can't find anywhere. Put your fucking weights back, right? You've spent so long building up your muscles, fucking doing all presses and shit. It extra little bit of workout, bro, to put it back on the fucking shelf. Fuck it, it infuriates me.
I've said the exact same thing.
Infuriates
I actually
me.
joked with the owner of the gym I go at, saying he should ban anybody that don't put weights back. And then he was there and didn't put his own fucking weights back, and I thought, that's deaf ears. And I can't complain because it's his gym, he can do what the fuck he wants.
Mate, no.
And I kind of like it. It's decent from what I know.
But especially when you're in the public gym. If you're in a
Guaranteed.
private gym, if you're your own gym and you garage, I get it. Because you know where everything is. But when you're in a public gym and other people want to use what you're using, just have the common courtesy and the common human decency to just leave things tidy and to put things back. I'm fed up, man. I'm fed up of having to fucking search for time.
There's something that does wind me up. Do you know the curling bars? I forgot what they call them. They're like bendy in the middle. Can't remember what you call them. Curling bar.
Yeah, curling bars, yeah.
They go from like 5 kg, 10 kg, 12.5, 15, 17, 20. But they don't put them back in order.
Oh, yeah, that annoys me.
It's not as bad as not putting it back.
Yeah.
But it's like...
It's an OCD thing, that, isn't it?
And I'm looking and I'm like, I want 17.5, where is it? I'm looking over, I'm like, why is it at the top? Why the fuck is that one at the top?
Yeah.
Why ain't that the lightest one?
Can I add a caveat to this as well? I don't mind, right? Because obviously it's hard to, when you're getting that last rep out, you need a little bit of extra fucking power. But the people who scream, ah!
Oh, that's me.
Mate.
No.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not, shut, honestly.
I don't. I'm one of them that breathes like...
No, that's
you know,
fine. If you're like, I get that. But when you're fucking screaming and you're basically shouting, everybody look at me! Fucking go home. Honestly, like, what is the point in you being alive? Like, seriously.
Yeah, there's a couple of blokes in the gym I go to, and they walk in, fucking pillocks, and they scream when they're doing legs. If it's leg day, I'm just like, I just want to go home. Do you know what I mean? Because they're just absolute inconsiderate, I'll call it, because they are. But it's like, come on, lads, chill out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing an exercise that's crippling me. My legs are practically popping off. And you don't hear me screaming.
Yeah.
Because you're leg pressing and you're absolutely screaming. I can hear it of it music, and if I can hear you of it music, there's something wrong. And it's those that pipe up the mates as well, like, go on, screaming it. I don't mean shouting.
Yeah.
I mean like really loud to the point where I can hear it across the gym.
Yeah, we all do it. We're all like, if we're training with somebody, we're like, come on, man, you can do it. But we're still respectful of other people in the gym.
I can remember, I'm not going to go into specifics because I'm not close with this person, but if I talk, they'll know who I am. They'll know who they are, and I don't want to do that. But I can remember it, a PT, and basically says, do you fucking want it or what? I bet your parents are so fucking disappointed if you don't want it now. Are you gonna fail like your parents always said you would? Do you want it? Do you want your daughter to look at you? I'm like, gee, chill out. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm listening to him in gym. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, chill out, man. And this bloke were crippled. They were like, I'm not lifting anymore.
Yeah.
And he got that last rep out, and he got up and he was like, I did it. And I thought, bloke's going to fucking die. You know what I mean? And he was screaming at him. He was like, I bet your daughter looks at you in disappointment. I'm like, chill out, fam.
Yeah.
Like, gee, give
There's
some...
ways to encourage people without abusing their entire character.
You know what I mean? But fucking hell, it's funny. I love it.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
So,
I love it.
in a nutshell,
Put your weights back,
put
dickheads.
your fucking weights back and shut the fuck up when you're in the gym. That's all we want to say.
We've got Danny behind the camera again. You're looking at his camera, and he's like, I'm sorry.
Look at that.
I'm sorry.
To move on from that rant, what is your rant of the week? You've given it the big build up. I'm ready.
Yeah. Football ticket prices
Thank you.
are fucking disgusting.
Thank you.
Yeah? Chelsea, 13 grand for an hospitality ticket. Fuck off. Stop. No, we can't do it about it. Because these big clubs are always going to have fucking Asians, you know, Americans.
Tourists. It's
And I
interesting.
don't mean Asians as in, like, the racist... You know who you are.
Yeah, I don't want to step on your toes with this because you'll probably bring this up. But have you seen what they're doing to season ticket holders at big clubs now? They're reducing the amount of season ticket holders they want and the amount of season tickets that are available at clubs. Because what clubs are doing now, especially with a lot of American owners coming in, you know what the average cost of a ticket is at an NFL game? The lowest price is about $600.
Yeah.
The Americans cannot fathom for their lives why we're charging 30 quid a ticket. They just can't fathom it.
Yeah.
We understand why. It's because it's a working class game and it should be accessible for all. But they don't see this. So what they're doing is, let's reduce the season tickets because the day trippers who come in can make us more money. And this is again, it's a bit bad lie, but this is woke finance coming in to fucking shit and not understanding culture.
You know what you're going to start getting soon? Clubs like FC United of Manchester, you know, Bury, there's different clubs popping up now in lower leagues because the price starter going to Old Trafford or, you know, going to Etihad. I mean, mind you can get a ticket at Etihad, let's be pretty honest, but, you know, you're going to see more people going to League 1, League 2, not national.
You're actually seeing now non-league as last season had its biggest percentage of attendance increase in its history.
Yeah, good.
Because I saw a story, this was beginning of last year, he was a dad and his son had always gone to Wolves. It was their thing on the weekend. And Wolves raised their season ticket prices and the dad could no longer afford to take his son, which he was gutted about because that was the one thing that they did when he got his custody of his son on a weekend. That was the one thing they did together consistently. Got priced out of it. They've gone to watch non-league now. And he said, we're loving it.
You know Fulham's highest standard match day ticket is?
Go on.
160 quid.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean...
To see Barnsley at Oakwell, it's 36 quid.
Yeah, it's wrong.
And I'm like...
I've just paid £379 for a season ticket to watch us in League 1 next season.
Yeah.
That's the cheapest season ticket as well.
Yeah.
Mental. On early bird pricing.
Yeah.
That is absolutely ridiculous. And when the owners were pressed about this, right, I'll talk about Barnsley on this. I'm glad you brought this up because I'm quite knowledgeable about this subject. When the owners were pressed about this in the fans forum, their response was, well, what we do is we look at the average income for the area and we look at the what other clubs are doing and then we price it accordingly. Now, I have several problems with this. One, the Barnsley area specifically, and this happens to a lot of areas with small clubs Barnsley is a commuter town. So you get rich people coming in, living in Barnsley, which inflates the average income because they work in Sheffield, Leeds, Manchester, etc. You're taking that into account, which is bullshit, it's woke financing. And fucking looking at other clubs, why can't we be innovators? Bradford City, for example, it's about 200 quid a season ticket, something like that. Sell out every week. We're playing in League 2 last season with 25,000 fans every week. And you just can't seem to see the link between this. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm sure you've got some more points yourself as well.
Yeah, so I'm very passionate about it because I haven't been to a proper league game in 3 years. The last game I went to was Wembley in 23.
What the hell? Good day despite the result.
And a lot of people say, well, you're not a proper fan. No, I am. I watch every game legally. But I can afford it, but I can't justify spending that for 90 minutes of football.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Shite football at that.
Not even that, because it's one of them. And to put it in perspective, I spent 60 quid to go watch boxing. Do you know?
It's a one-off event though, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's different. We understand we're getting value for money for that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I'm just pointing to a point there.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to get a lot more from it. But at the same time, the point I'm trying to make is I'm paying 60 quid for 5 hours, 6 hours of continuous entertainment, whereas I'm spending 36 quid on an hour and a half. Not even that, because I take into account stoppages and...
In a place as well where you can't get to the bar at half time, you have to leave your seat 10, 15 minutes before the half time just so you can get there before the second half kicks off. Toilets are terrible. You can't stand anywhere and talk to your mates because everybody's bumping into the back of you because there's no facilities for you. Honestly, you treat like cattle now. You treat like customers, especially seeing this over the last 5 years, and it is disgusting. So yeah, watch out for the all-you-can-talk National League team in a few years.
I know how to set that up. There was a club based in Worsborough that got set up, and I was a little bit a part of that.
Right, is it Barnes Attack?
No. No, Common.
Oh, I used to play for Worsborough Common.
Yeah. There you go.
That's where I broke my leg, ironically.
Yeah, little planned. Yeah, so I got some stats. And I just thought you'd never be able to justify it, right? So Tottenham, £109. Arsenal, £141.
Was this a match day ticket?
This is match day tickets. West Ham, 105. Aston Villa, their highest match day experience was 92 quid.
Right. Wow.
Work that one out. And what also irritates me is the fact that these owners are earning so much money. They know what they're walking into, and they still turn around and complain, not mentioning any names. They know what they're walking into, and they still turn around and go, we're losing so much money, we can't justify it. Why buy a football club then?
Yeah.
And I think it's a disgrace anyway, and this is going to lead on to another rant, because I couldn't decide between the two, so I'm going to fucking do them both. Because they're both destroying the working man going to watch football. But the owners are ripping clubs apart.
They're ripping souls out of clubs.
So, I get it's a business. And I get that taxman knocks at door. In fact, the taxman doesn't even knock at door because he don't fucking need to, because they don't make any money.
Yeah, by the way, if a club's not making any profit, or your business is not making any profit, you can't tax them.
No.
Simple as.
So the problem I have, you've got so much assets, and you know Barnsley not being one because they don't own the stadium.
No.
They sold it. The Crowns sold it to the council
To save the club.
To save the club essentially, which I thought fantastic. Fair enough, and I think that should be standard across all places. But when you look at it, can you remember about 4 years ago when Paul Conway came out and says we're potentially moving clubs to Lancashire?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
There was can you imagine if that had have happened? And you're seeing it all over. MK Dons happened. You know, Bury happened.
Yeah.
You know, Rangers went into administration and folded. It's happening all over, and it's going to be starting to happen. And I've said I don't think it'll be long before we see a big club I'm not talking a massive club like Man United or anything like that.
It's mad you say that, because did you see the Jim Ratcliffe interview?
I did. I don't think it'll be long before like a Leicester, Southampton or something like that goes pop, and football goes shit.
Because football is not right. There's a big argument against and a big argument for an independent regulator for football. But the standard model of running a football club is running at a loss. Now, you tell any business, you can run at a loss as long as you have assets, but not a lot of football clubs have assets anymore. So you run at a loss and run at a loss and run at a loss and run at a loss. Eventually, you're going to run out of fucking losses you can make. Eventually, you're not going to be able to pay that debt back you've got. Mm-hmm. Eventually, your income is not going to be able to sustain the losses you're taking over a season. And like I was saying, like it seems to happen to Reading. Sheffield Wednesday at the moment can't pay the players. I mean,
that's Chansiri he don't want to put any more money into the club. He wants the debts that he is owed to be paying players' wages. I'm like, yeah, but if they're not lining up with payday, you can't do that. Like, you've got to be at least a month in arrears to do that.
Yeah.
A month in advance. Oh, I don't. Fucking. He's I don't like him anyway.
But
as much as I hate Wednesday, I wouldn't want to see him fold.
No, same, yeah.
Because it's a fun day out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's a lot of families and a lot of things. And my big problem is, I remember when I first started going to Barnsley, right, there were 3 generations of my family going. So there was my nan and granddad, my dad and me. That's 3 generations. Now, to do that same thing now would cost over $1,500.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a family of a mum and dad, 2 kids who want to go to the football, are you going to pay? Your choice nowadays is, okay, we're going to pay for a season ticket, which it's not just a ticket price, because you think, okay, we spent $1,500 on tickets. You've also got to get there, feed your kids. You always have a bit of food or a bit of drinks. Kids want shirts. We worked it out, me and my dad. This is just me and my dad alone. We spend $3,000 each a year watching Barnsley at home. Right, that's not including tickets. And it's a choice of, if you're a parent, you're going to go, well, what are we going to do? We're going to take them to Oakwell or we're going to take them to Disneyland.
Yeah, it's literally that choice.
That's a choice because nobody has that disposable income anymore. So what you're going to see happening is, because these lower league clubs are trying to copy the Premier League clubs because they think, oh, that's the model we need to improve. But what's going to happen at the lower league level, you can't replicate it because you haven't got the pull of a Tottenham, you haven't got the pull of a Man United, you haven't got the pull of a fucking Arsenal. You're Barnsley. You need your local people to be on your side. You need your local people because that is your literal audience. And it's sad to see the way football's going, man.
I think it's going to end up with a lot of people losing love for it. And they're going to be saying that there's not going to be much money in football soon. And the reason behind it is because people are illegally streaming. This is coming into my next point.
Stop charging. I'll let you say it, because I feel like I know what you're going to get onto here.
20 years ago, there was Sky and Sky alone, which were £40 a month or whatever it was for people to watch Premier League, Championship, England games, etc. That same amount of games now costs over £210 a month.
Yep.
Now TV, Amazon, BT Sport, Sky. Fuck off.
Yeah. You expecting us to pay this just to watch the football?
Not happening.
Yeah.
I ain't paying it. Fuck you.
Yeah, no.
Not doing it. And I don't watch football.
We've got our fire sticks. We've got our fire sticks.
No, and I just think, stop ripping people off.
Yeah.
And it's a massive monopoly now. And you know the thing is, I just think is it fuck for working man anymore? It's for businessmen who like to line their own pockets, and they're seeing a massive decline in revenue. Purely, they're seeing an uptick because they're charging more, but they're seeing a decline in subscriptions. And they're like, oh, we need to crack down on illegal streaming. Well, all you're going to keep doing is people finding better ways to get away with it. So all you're going to keep finding
until you make it a fair price, then because like you'll remember growing up, right? We used to be, because there was this argument, weren't there? Young kids aren't getting into football anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, well, when I was a kid, I could turn on ITV and watch Barcelona AC Milan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, you know, if I was a kid, if you took 5-year-old me and my family at that point to, or 10-year-old me and my family at that point to now in the modern day, wouldn't be able to afford it.
Well, I
don't
know how true this is, so don't quote me on it. I only saw it on Twitter or X, if you want to call it that now. But starting from something like 2 seasons, 26, 27 season, which will be not this season after, they're going to be doing pay-per-view for finals, FA Cup final, Carabao Cup, Champions League, Europa League and Conference League.
Wow.
So it's going to be like 40, $49.99 or whatever it is, or whatever they charge for pay-per-view. And I can tell you one thing, I ain't fucking paying that if that's
I
true.
ain't paying it.
If it's true, like I said, don't quote me on it. It's something I saw, and if it, I was fuming. I'm like, it can fuck. I don't pay for it now. I'm not.
I think there is only one solution to be able to solve this, right? In terms of the modern day, which would work for the owners and the fans. It is, just take the Premier League as a simple example here. You know how we have iFollow in the EFL?
Yep. I think I know what you're going to say.
Premier League streaming service. So the NBA has this thing called NBA Pass. You download the NBA app, you pay $5 a month, and you can get and watch every single game your team plays that year on that app. And you can also watch selected other NBA games. Right. If everybody pays the Premier League directly $5 a month to watch every Premier League game, their revenue would actually be higher than what they earn from Sky, what they earn from international TV rights, etc. I believe that's personally the only way they can go with it. And if Sky keep doing what they're doing, the Premier League have already investigated this.
Yeah.
They're going to go, yeah, we're just going to fuck you all off. Do this ourselves. And I think that could save football.
Yeah. I know, what it Crawley? I think it was Crawley. We're looking into the possibility of doing an online season ticket for £15 a month or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So people abroad, essentially, or in the UK who can't, if they live in Scotland, they're not going to go Crawley, are they?
Yeah.
Can watch Crawley.
Like we got over COVID.
Yeah. So they can watch every game, £15 a month. And you think, like, I'd pay for that to watch Barnsley. Do you know what I mean? I would genuinely pay that because I don't watch many other games anyway.
Yeah.
And it's like £15 a month, 190 quid a year.
Yeah.
That's, say if 5,000 people bought that, some extra revenue for a football club.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but there's that 3 p.m. blackout still.
Yeah, that rule does need to change.
It does need to change. It needs to stop and
It's not relevant for the modern day anymore.
pack itself in.
Yes, but that has been rant of the week, and that actually brings us into our next topic quite well, which is we're going to do a brand new segment, which is the Sport Rundown.
Don't nick my title.
It's a nice little thing to you.
Reece Morgan Understyle Rundown. Let's go.
Yeah, Reece Morgan Rundown. So we're going to have the All You Can Talk Sports Rundown this week on the Sports Rundown.
Sponsored by Budweiser.
PSG batter, and not using the word I wanted to use there, batter fucking Inter Milan, bent him over, pulled the pants down, and absolutely put on a clinic in Inter Milan's arsehole.
I'm so sad, mate.
Why?
I fucking hate PSG.
We all know, Sophie, PSG are doing it the right way right now.
Fuck off. I hate PSG.
Do you want me to tell you
Purely
why?
Football Manager vibes, mate.
Right, okay.
I fucking hate PSG.
Someone's had the player stolen.
I hate them. Do you know when I see wanted by PSG, I just think, turn game off. Go bed. I'm not interested.
PSG are doing things right because they've got a team. They've got a young team.
I know they have.
That is. Can I just say? Did you watch the Champions League final?
I turned it after the first goal. I was fucking so angry. You have no idea my hatred for PSG.
Can I just say it was so refreshing to watch a team, because watching the Premier League week in week out is boring. You watch the centre backs have the ball most of the time.
The transitions and the wing play.
The fucking desire to get forward, win the ball high, fucking just play on the press, play on the front foot. Everything was, no, we're not going to sit back now and just keep possession for the sake of it. Yeah. Fuck it, let's get it forward. Third goal were a perfect example. That second goal, okay, we're going to die to fucking keep that ball in play, go on the counter attack, and we're going to score. Perfect way to play football. It was an absolute demolition, and fair play to PSG. Fair play. Inter looked like an ageing team.
Yeah, they're a pretty old team anyway, aren't they? Yeah, I love my transitions, mate. And going into coaching and watching how, you get sent videos and how things work, and you see it and you're like, I said, because with football coaching and football, I've not always been right, but I know when we've been at games, I'm like, he needs to do this. And he's done it 5 minutes later, and I'm like, get on. I'm happy with that. And the transitions that I saw, it reminds me when Klopp first come on scene. But it's like he's turned it. I'm trying to assess something. It's like turning gegenpress and that pressing, but it's like matched with what's his name at Atletico Madrid.
Oh, Simeone.
Yeah, it's like his defensive style when they all run back, but Enrique's just gone, nah, we're going to get that ball in that net as fast as we can.
Efficiently as we can.
No fucking about. We're going to, and the wing play, just the no half spaces, none of this bollocks.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate PSG. But
just
fuck off. Do you know what I mean? But like, it was so easy for him. There were none of this half space bollocks like, oh, stand in that pocket there. It was, nah, we're going to score.
Yeah.
And we're going to brutally molest you.
Give players. This is the thing I think what's happened in football recently is players are not free to express themselves anymore. And what you saw in that PSG team was a team full of players who had complete freedom to express themselves going forward. For fuck's sake, Hakimi spent more time at centre forward than he did at right back, where he was actually playing. Because
do you know what I love as well? I know it's going to sound daft, but the inverted runs, just the different sort of running, and I know you get.
I can tell you're
fullbacks.
educated of anybody who's watching at home will be able to tell that me and you're educated on football for that simple reason. Nobody appreciates what people are like. It's just running for the sake of it. No, nobody appreciates what them off the ball runs does to a team.
This is the problem. Do you know when I know it's not at the same level, but you know when Corey O'Keefe picks it up and drives forward on inside, people don't realise how much space he's now created. He's drawn 2 or 3 players away. Josh Earl. Conor Orian did something to him at left back. Must have been feeding him some wacky backy because he could run for days. He's never been able to fucking run.
Just me on the wacky backy, you can't run for days.
No, him inverting, it was like, wow.
Yeah.
That was like watching Kyle Walker when he used to invert. And oh, fuck me. And I'm just thinking, like, I was watching it and I saw first goal. I've seen the rest of them and I'm just like, fuck you, but that was so
good. I just said the most special moment of that Champions League final was when he subbed on that 16-year-old who were born in Paris.
Yeah.
Right, he was a PSG fan his entire life. Have you seen his celebration?
No, I didn't, to be fair.
Mate, I would recommend you watch it on YouTube. The pure disbelief in that kid's face is unreal. I have never seen as big a smile in my entire life. He could not believe he'd scored in the Champions League final. That's what football's all about.
Can we also appreciate Arteta for that as well? And you're going to think, well, they lost. They managed to limit that team to a worldie to win.
Yeah.
You've got to think like...
Can I just say though, I think it's about time we stopped building this building at Arsenal. And I think it's about time you actually did something with it. There's only so long you can say we're in a process. For me.
But you've got to think like... Don't you think it's also refreshing to see him not sacking managers so quickly?
I agree, but here's the thing. For me, we always complain that managers need at least 3 transfer windows to build their team. Arteta's had over 6.
He's been needing a striker for the last 3.
Yeah, he refuses to buy one as well. It's mental. It's absolutely mental.
But I enjoy watching Arteta more than I do Pep, if I'm honest. I think Guardiola killed football in a sense. And I know people are going to disagree, and I know he's brought a lot of good ideas. But also, fuck off.
Yeah. I can name multiple players who've been ruined by Pep Guardiola, and he's because for Pep Guardiola, I love his style of football, but it requires players. It doesn't allow creativity from his players very often. Everything's structured. You have about 3 jobs. I understand it makes it simple and it makes it very effective, but the reason I fell in love with football as a kid were the likes of Ronaldinho. Doing
Roberto Carlos running down that left wing.
Ronaldinho doing fucking like head ups just to get past the player, fucking passing it off his back, like that little bit of creativity.
Do you know the thing is? Sorry to interrupt, mate, but the one player that really fucking makes me, and people don't appreciate him enough, Paul Scholes, man.
Oh yeah, what a player. Oh. And Michael Carrick.
Fuck, People don't give him enough credit, mate.
yeah, it's unreal, isn't it?
And then there were one player that I always used to love, Zinedine Zidane.
Zizou.
Do you know what I mean?
5 on my back like Zizou.
Oh, mate. And I know this is like boner fucking. This is like when I was back 14 finding my penis. But do you know what I mean? But like I can remember.
Zizou could have made you find your penis, mate.
But I was watching these games and I can remember there were 100. I got a DVD once, 100 greatest Champions League goals, and there were some Zidane ones, and it were like, I loved football. Do you know what I mean? Like I love football, and my favourite keeper Buffon. You know, like Iker Casillas and days of them two.
Yeah.
Now it's just like not world class saves anymore. It's just keep ball.
Yeah.
Keep ball, and you got fucking Onana, whatever his fucking name is.
What's his name?
Onana, whatever. I don't know his name, mate.
You don't get that.
You
don't get that reference.
No, I don't.
Oh Nana, what's your name?
Oh Nana. No, I didn't get that. But like, you get these, and now it's just how long can you keep ball? How many passes?
Keeping possession for the fucking
XG,
sake of it, etc.
And all this shit. I love XG. Don't get me wrong.
I have a rant.
I don't mind XG, but I think it's so overused.
I have a rant.
Go
Did
on.
you listen to the Barnsley owner talk about Max Watters?
Move on, because I will seriously throw hands.
I'm not going to move on. Right.
Top 4 fucking squad.
He said top 3. Do you know what he also said about Max Watters? So the reason I'm bringing this up is because as an educated person, the way you read XG is if a striker is a good striker or not, he will rather overperform or underperform his XG. What his XG is in general doesn't really make a difference. Right? Our owner turned around and said, well, Max Watters had the best XG in League One up to January. I'm like, yes, but he was underperforming it drastically. That worries me. Because to say our entire club is based off of stats, and our owner, who designs these systems to pull these players out, doesn't understand how to read them. That's what that tells me. If he's using that point to defend his own points, he does not understand his own system. He's going to go quiet. Yeah,
right. You're not getting a bite out of me today.
Okay, so we're going to move on now because we promised you something. And this was, when we did the episode finding out who we were consciously and unconsciously, I said we would put the results into ChatGPT, where we got the questions from. You haven't told me this yet.
I'm excited.
Right, me and him both got the exact same thing from what we said. It turns out we are very similar people, apparently. So
it makes sense.
It gives me a breakdown for every single question. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do the summary.
You need to send me that.
Yeah, I will send you it over.
Thank you, mate.
We may also post it on social media, on the stories or whatever.
We will.
The summary, well, no, I deal with it, so I will. So, the speaker, talking about me and you, the speaker's narrative illustrates a profound journey of self-discovery and transformation. Consciously, they identify as a gay, I'm joking. Consciously,
finds his cock at 14.
They identify as a resilient and successful individual who has overcome significant challenges. Unconsciously, remnants of past insecurities fuel a deep-seated drive for self-improvement that continue to influence their actions and aspirations. This blend of conscious acknowledgement and unconscious motivation underscores a dynamic and evolving personal identity.
We've got the exact same?
We've got the exact same.
Oh, that's fucking sweet, that, isn't it?
Yeah, so basically, in a nutshell, our past trauma is fueling us to success.
Yeah. It's not even fucking...
I think that's actually something that's both up pretty well,
it
to
does.
be fair.
I was quite scared of that. I thought it was going to be like, homosexual. Do you know what I mean? Like, proper something really childish. I didn't expect a very sophisticated answer.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I will send you the full thing over.
Yeah, thank you, mate.
Because it brought down every question. Which is, there's some very interesting answers in that. But yeah, so for those of you who are wondering, I'll leave the prompt in the description for this video so you can have a look at the questions yourself.
Do them yourself. Post it.
And answer yourself, yeah.
Send us the video that you do it with, or the comments or whatever.
Okay, so we have got on to the... Well, it's this thing we haven't done in a while. You guys send us some questions in via our direct messages. And we will answer them. And today we've picked out some quite funny ones because some of you fuckers like to be, you like to be cunts.
Can I just say, one of the philosophical questions we asked on the thing, I think it was most like TikTok.
Yeah.
It's just a comment underneath saying, you said, they almost made him cry.
Yeah, it was, what experience would you be able to experience again?
And somebody commented, that's nice. I'd probably say my first tug.
Yeah, we were talking about my granddad dying and you fucking do this and I was pissing myself, man. Whoever that guy is, you're a legend.
Yeah, comment more. That is, I want him on me.
Reece, to be fair, Reece doesn't have to relive it. We're only 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay, Reece, so what's the question you want to ask yourself? So what's the question we've had? Who's it from?
Right, I'm going to ask two.
Okay, so who are these from?
I don't fucking know. You sent me them.
Alright, okay. So whoever you are, let us know.
I'm going to call him Jamal. I don't know the actual name. You didn't send me names.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask you this one, but I also want to ask you another one that got sent in. If animals could talk, which one would be the rudest?
Oh, it's got to be a cat.
It is a cat. I said cat.
I love cats to
Cats
pieces.
are dickheads.
Yeah, but they are dickheads, yeah. It's one of the reasons I love them so much, but yeah.
I fucking hate them.
All it'll be is bitch, food, bitch, stroke, bitch.
Yeah, and another one that I wanted to ask you that I thought were a fucking cracking question, and I couldn't find it on TikTok again. It was sent in on TikTok. If you could get somebody to play you in a movie, who would you choose? And it's about your own life.
Oh. Well, I mean, if we're going for realism, I'd have to pick Declan Rice, wouldn't I? But
shut up! God, yeah, what? I know, but an actor.
Oh, that is a good question, actually. If I was to pick an actor, who could portray me? That's interesting.
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know many dead actors, to be fair. You know what? I'm going to get Taron Egerton.
Oh, that's a shout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Taron Egerton would do a good me. We've got a similar sort of look, I guess. He could pass for me.
Yeah, I've got two, and I can't pick between either of them.
Go on.
Kit Harington.
Yeah.
Or Heath Ledger. Because I always get called Heath Ledger when I go out.
Yeah, you used to have really long hair.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. I didn't mind. I thought, you know what I mean? I'm not gay.
Yeah.
But
To be fair, we are complex. You are. Heath Ledger would be able to...
yeah, you don't see me walking out of an hospital blowing it up.
Yeah. He'd probably kill himself after like he did with Joker, but...
Moving on. I fucking hell. Go on, ask me a fucking question. You've been dark. These past couple, 2 or 3 episodes, you've been a bit dark, mate.
I'm bantering you, don't worry about it.
Nah, I'm fine. I've been so much softer since our reflection. I've not called people faggots, retards, or like that. You know what I mean? I've been a fairly calm person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've just turned into the dickhead. Since the moment
I
asked you,
when I bollocked you for like, let's keep it quiet, and then I've turned into Reece.
yeah, you've turned into me. Just the virality of it.
Apart from my shirt fits.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking, I'm gonna stop now.
That is true. That's true. Yeah, they all commented on your beard, to be fair, mate. So,
They did, to be fair.
yeah, learn how to fucking
I've got practice of ignoring haters.
My Jude.
Excuse me, mate. It's Billy.
You're gonna turn into Mecca.
I wanted to do a noise there that would not have gone down well. Okay.
The comments hate me enough.
So, we had this question sent in from a random guy in a random place.
You didn't collect any of the names, did you? You just took...
No, that's his username. Right, and he's given us a title for this one. The title of the question, fuck off, is the accidental superpower. So, if you suddenly developed a superpower, but it was something completely useless in everyday life, like the ability to instantly toast bread with your hands or understand what pigeons were saying, how would you try to convince the world you're a legit superhero?
Right, read that again. So what's my useless...
So if you suddenly developed a superpower, it was completely useless in real life.
I'm sorry, but can I just say, the example that you used, toasting bread with your bare hands, that is not useless, man. That would be fucking amazing. Right. Do you know how boring it is to wait for bread to toast, man?
Well, you'd have to stand there for 5 minutes.
Oh, would I?
Yeah.
Oh, bitch, I didn't think that.
So what if you suddenly developed a superpower, but it was completely useless in real, everyday life? Like the ability to instantly toast bread with your hands?
You said instantly. You can't change it.
Or understand what pigeons are saying.
Is it waiting for... pigeons are cool, though.
How would you try to convince the world you're still a legit superhero? So imagine this is a world where the Avengers are real, right? And there's Iron Man and there's Thor and all that, and you're coming up with your fucking Kingsmill going, hey!
Kingsmill 50-50.
How would you convince the world that you're worthy of joining the Avengers?
Do you know what? Fuck me. What a shit
You described
question.
yourself as a salesman in episode 8.
What a
so I
shit
want you
question.
to sell yourself.
Sell myself?
How can you help the Avengers other than their catering needs?
That's clipped up, innit? I would say I can fuel your workouts. Instant toast. You need carbohydrates. You don't want boring bread. You want instant toast.
Look, how are you going to save the world with your instant toasting ability?
Well, you're battling, you're feeling tired, toast.
So something comes to attack you, and you just just chucking slices of bread.
I'm fating the bread man.
I've just got this image now of a scene in the Avengers,
longer I keep my hands there,
where
the more
everybody's
burnt it is.
battling and like Reece is getting battered and that, and then a giant
jam on toast.
a giant bread guy comes round the corner and it's like his character arc, like, toast man, it's my time.
Where's my super soup?
I do have another question. If you want
what
it.
a shit question. I love that one though.
Okay. So.
Do you know what that laugh reminds me of? I'm going to clip that out. I'm going to send that to you. You need to post it on social media. Have you seen that turtle which trying to shag that fucking fruit? You sounded just like that.
Right, okay. So, if the government declared that due to a national identity crisis, every citizen must rebrand themselves with a new name, job, and online persona, and all previous social media accounts are deleted by law, what's your new alias? What industry do you pretend to dominate? And how quickly do the LinkedIn influence result?
So my name would be Mark Chapsworth.
Okay.
Thought long and hard. That is not a former customer.
Okay.
What was the second question?
Alright, so what would your... hang on. So what's your new alias? What industry do you pretend to dominate?
Life. Life coaching.
Life coaching.
It's easy, isn't it?
Everybody needs a life. To be fair, that's supply and demand because everybody's now not got a clue what they're doing with their life.
See, fucking salesman.
And how quickly would the LinkedIn influencers revolt?
Oh, bitch, man. LinkedIn, man, it's a cesspit. It's another rant, man.
I received a letter today telling me I was going to have my house taken off me. This is how it helped me gain 17 customers in 50.
Nah, I saw one the other day that were talking about a candidate. We're a recruitment agency. And he says, oh, I managed to fit this candidate into this place. And I'm like, no, it didn't happen. And it's like, I saw another one where this woman said, oh, my 4-year-old said this about my book. And I'm just like, at 4?
Oh, I've seen that, yeah. It's like the most philosophical thing you've ever heard on the planet.
Yeah, like words don't die. That didn't happen, love. And then, like, oh, I interviewed a banana and he obviously turned into my top salesman. Shut up. I'm on it and it's the worst piece of shit ever. I love it at the same time, right? Because I do get a giggle.
Yeah.
But some of the people who post on there, just look at them like, you wouldn't post that on Instagram, Facebook.
No.
And it's like, oh, I was homeless at 92. At 93, I was the top richest man in the fucking industry. And it's like, have a wank. You know what I mean? Like, come on. They revolt very quickly, mate.
They would revolt very quickly.
Yeah.
I think I would be Quentin Martial Art. No, I won't. I realise what I'm doing there. I'll be Quentin Bagawank.
Kieran, just get...
Quentin Bagawank is going to be my name.
Quentin Bagawank. Is your middle name Bag?
No, it's Bagawank. It's one word.
You turn into Irish. Quentin Bag or Wank.
It's Quentin Bagawank is my name. My new industry will be self-help.
Yeah, similar. Yeah, we're getting there.
And yes, and I believe they would revolt very quickly.
It wouldn't even take them a week. It'd take them a day. Like, I built my whole persona on this. I'm like, well, got news for you. Join Reece Morgan's life coaching. Core blueprint.
That would be a bit of a mad day, though. You know, if everybody in the country had to completely rebrand themselves in one day.
I'd love it.
Yeah, it'd be like putting putting everybody in a level playing field, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We'd see who the real fucking winners are at that point.
Yeah. That'd be insane.
That would be insane, wouldn't
it? That's another question. Like, if you could rebrand yourself as somebody who already exists, who would you rebrand yourself as? Like, I'd love to be in Patrick Bet-David's shoes, for example. I'd love that. Just to see what his life's like, etc.
Yeah.
That has not been sent in. That is just purely a off-the-topic question.
Yeah.
On-the-topic question, sorry.
I would probably say...
Got an idea, I think you're going to say. Don't say Declan Rice.
No.
No, it would fucking change.
No. Apart from the fact I'd be on like hundreds of grands a week.
I think he's on like 320.
Nice. Actually,
like that makes a fucking difference.
I don't know, I like being me too much. I gotta be honest. I know it's a bit boring for the question, but I like being me.
I like being me, but I'm just talking about...
Okay, then I'll be, just for the sake of continuity, I'll be Taron Egerton. No, I'll be that guy who stars in The Gentleman. Because that's a damn good TV show and I like it. So there we go.
I thought you were going to say Bugsy Malone, to be honest.
No, I ain't got the pigment.
This has been the All You Can Talk podcast.
Yes, you can find us at AYCT Official on all the social media. Search for All You Can Talk on YouTube. You will find us there. We're also on Spotify. Yes, leave us a like, subscribe if you're new. Most of you aren't subscribed who will watch this shit, so subscribe to it, you fuckers.
That's pretty annoying, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really annoying. You watch it every week, but don't subscribe. Like, you're creating work for yourself. You have to search for it. Like, it just pop up in your feed.
Press that bell icon. It makes it even better.
Yeah, it does.
Notifies you.
Yeah. Also, me and him get a nice little buzz.
Yeah.
When that happens.
I find me cock every time you press that bell. Ping. Wank time.
And yes, we do use your profile pictures for material. So, and on that note, I just want to say a very, very serious, special thank you to Danny, Reece, for 10 episodes.
Yeah, it has been it's been a wild ride, hasn't it?
Yeah. But here's to the next 10.
That's bullied me all the way through this episode.
I agree. Cry all the way up.
Get a shave, you fucking wanker.
Love it. See you in a bit.
Peace.